Okay, so I think we're going to get started. Thank you all for attending today. This is more of a drop-in session to get to know a little bit more about our upcoming mentorship portion of our mentorship program. This program has been running for over a year, and we mostly have focused on the training aspect, and I'm going to cover this in a second. So in our today's seminar, we're just going to essentially open it up for questions and sort of get to introduce a little bit of how we're going to do this 1 year mentorship pilot portion. And just for reference, this mentorship program is in partnership with the Association of Radiologists in Nigeria, the Lagos chapter, and also with Accurate Radiology in Nigeria. And you're going to see representatives of that. This is a program that started almost 2 years ago when we met, myself and a few others met at the Association of Radiologists in Nigeria, our meeting in Lagos in 2022. We have residents that came together with some requests and concerns about mentorship. And so we sat down together and started to discuss ways of putting together a mentorship program, more so to grow the imaging capacity in Africa. But also to build connections between the imaging experts within different parts of the country, within disciplines, and also with imaging professionals that are working within Africa, so that they could all actually could start to work and grow their skills together. So this mentorship program is managed by hardworking people. All of us are volunteers, with chairs that include Dr. Anasike, who is a radiologist in the UK, but have very strong connections and does work in Nigeria. With Dr. Kuti, who is the president of the Association of Radiologists in Nigeria, the Lagos chapter, with Dr. Eva Pepper, who is a medical physicist, MR physicist in Europe, and with Dr. Da, who's a resident in Nigeria, and as well as Marina, who sits quietly but does a lot of the heavy lifting and helping us manage this. The program is set up in two phases, or in two aspects. A lot of the training aspects you guys have been part of. And the mentoring aspects we're going to talk about today. Each of these sort of have the same three pillars, which is providing strong clinical experience and expertise and skills development in clinical work, skills development in physics, both for clinical use, but also for being able to grow people that are interested in physics. So this could be physicists, radiographers, and as well as provide a strong entrepreneurship training and skills development as well. And this cuts across both the mentorship that we provide as well as the training. And in terms of the training, we do this as monthly seminars, as well as sort of supplementing some of these monthly seminars with mostly open source or free or subsidized conferences from other societies, imaging societies. Some of the monthly seminars you guys have participated in. We had the first one in clinical with Dr. Nasike. We had one in entrepreneurship, and we also had one with physics with somebody from with Zara from Siemens. And these are really well attended. And we're going to keep running these monthly seminars once a month. Last one we had was last month, where we had Dr. Ja come and talk about cardiac imaging, which was very, very, very well received and fantastic. And we have more of these seminars coming up in the future. We also have now the mentoring aspect, which we're going to talk a little bit about today and take questions about. Again, this takes on the role of clinical physics and entrepreneurship, meaning that, the mentees that do want to get strong clinical exposure training skills development will have mentors that are from that field and have strong knowledge in that. Same for physics and entrepreneurship. So if you're a resident looking to get more physics or research skills, we have mentors that come from that background. If you're a physics person wanting to get a bit more of understanding what happens in clinic, we could also arrange that. So that's how this mentorship is set up. The whole point is to gain advice and direction and coaching and support to meet your training goals and put you towards a path to success in your chosen career. The mentoring is going to be in modes. One is the traditional mentor to mentee. So this is the leader, a person that's strong in their field and has expert in their field that will provide a one-on-one mentorship to a mentee. And eventually, we're going to introduce the peer-to-peer mentorship where we have people that are sort of your peers that may have either a little bit of more experience based on where they are located. So, for example, somebody being in an institution that has a bit more resources, or somebody being in an academic hospital versus a community hospital. That type of peer-to-peer mentorship will be introduced later on. And the idea behind that is to also provide this ability to also gain perspective and direction and support from your peers. But for now, we're going to start off with the traditional one-to-one mentorship to set up the program and then introduce a peer-to-peer later on. The mentorship process is a bit straightforward. We talked about this in the last meeting we had in March. We have a mentorship registration process that's active and open right now. And the idea is for you to register your interest to participate. So this is the first place to start. And we're going to share this mentorship registration form in a second. But you have to first register your interest to participate so that we know who, what the amount of mentors that we have, the amount of mentees we have, the discipline, and help us find more mentors if there are mentees that still require mentorship. So you have to register your interest to participate. Once you register your interest to participate, you'll be eventually sent a request and invited to complete the mentorship matching process. We're using a platform to do that. I'll talk about the platform in a second. So we will be opening up the mentorship application process to those that have registered, both mentors and mentees, and we will invite you to complete your matching process. And we're going to go through what this looks like in a second. On April 15, we will then sort of close this mentorship application process and open up the matching. So this will be based on the profile that you've completed. These profiles will include your skill set that you can offer or you're looking for, the goals you're looking to achieve from your mentorship, the hard or soft skills that you have or that you are looking for, your geographic location, because we want to make sure that people can be matched well to meet within their time zone constraints. So if you're like 5 hours away, it might become a bit of a challenge to match you with somebody that is outside of your time zone. So based on all that stuff, we will now match people and sort of make sure that each mentor has no more than 2 mentees. So that way their time is well spent and both mentees are getting their appropriate and enough time with the mentors. And so on April 15, we're going to have an onboarding. So when we have the application process go out, we will include the meeting link and stuff like that for the program launch onboarding, so that people that are matched will now be invited to come in on April 15 to essentially establish the mentorship, meet their mentees for the first time, and just sort of go through the process, especially on how to use a platform to follow in and log in their progress. We will then start the mentorship. So essentially you set up your own meeting times. The idea is to try to meet at least every 3 to 4 months minimum. If you want to meet more, that's fine. If you want to meet every month, that's okay. But the idea is to have some amount of FaceTime once every 3 or 4 months. There's a mentorship agreement that will be established that both mentor and mentee will have to sort of agree to. So that way everybody is sort of held to their own end of the bargain, and that, we're able to make sure that the mentee is getting what they need, and that the mentor has signed up and can commit to, even the mentee themselves can also commit to seeing this program through. So we're going to do the onboarding on April 15. It's going to be about an hour, most likely around the same time as this meeting, but we'll send out more details about that. We will have a quarterly check-in. So we're going to have, with those that are matched and part of the mentorship program, we'll have quarterly check-in with the first one starting in July. This would be a regular thing to meet as a group every every 4 months. And the idea behind this is to go to make sure everybody is progressing very well, highlight people that are essentially doing very well and owning their mentorship or owning their future, I should say, and really making the best out of the mentorship program to sort of inspire others and essentially learn from each other, best practices and stuff like that. So we have this monthly check-in to make sure that everybody is progressing very well. The idea is to essentially wrap up the program in a year. So we're not mentoring forever. This is a 1-year program that hopefully will either have mentors that want to continue can come back in and go through the process again of just going through the matching and then essentially continue to work together as mentors. But the idea is to just do this 1 year and give others the opportunity to participate. Before I go forward with talking about the platform, I do want to ask if there's any questions so far. You can type your question in chat if you're not unable to speak, or you can unmute and speak. This is an open session. I see Dr. Kuti. Welcome, Dr. Kuti. And I see Abdi here as well. Nice to see you all. I see Dr. Da as well. Welcome. Any questions so far? So this is a very straightforward process. We are again in the registration step. If you have colleagues that haven't registered, we're going to share that form again through WhatsApp and Twitter and stuff. Please get them to register. We will open up the application process on the platform in April. Try to get it done as soon as possible so we can match and then have the onboarding meeting and people can start to meet. There is a professional developmental plan that will be in the platform for you to complete. It's very straightforward. We will essentially go through this when we do the onboarding on April 15. So in terms of the platform, we have this online platform that we use called Together. It's a platform that's used by many businesses and industries. So it's a well-established platform. It allows us to match people. And we're going to talk about, Marina is going to talk about that mentorship matching process in a second. But it's essentially the mentor and the mentee comes in at separate times, complete their profile. Based on their profile, we'll be able to sort of establish a match. The meeting is essentially integrated as well within the platform. You can book meetings and use the Google Chat or Google Meet integration. If you want to use Zoom, that's well, but I think the Google integration works very well because that's free for everybody to use to do your regular meetings. There is mentorship resources that are there. So there's a mentor and mentee handbook, very, very short and to the point, that gives best practices on how to make the best of the mentorship and best practices on how to be a mentor and provide really good feedback. So these resources are there, and some of them are mandatory for both mentors and mentees to complete. The platform also allows us to track your progress. So we have the PDP, Professional Developmental Plan reporting process that's been set up. And on April 15, when we do the onboarding, we'll be able to go through that. It's very straightforward. It doesn't require a lot of effort, but this is one way of making sure that everybody is meeting their goals. First, that everybody's able to chart their goals, so say what they want to get out of the mentorship, so that the mentor and the mentee understand what the goals are, and also allows you to keep track of how you're meeting that goal within the year. So it's a very nice way of doing that, and also a nice way for us to check in and make sure that you guys are meeting and that the mentor and mentee are able to continue. And if there's no meeting so far, we can send a nice prompt, stuff like that. So it's a really nice way of managing the process and making sure that within that year, we do get something out of this mentorship program. I think we all know why mentorship is great. For the mentee, it's really nice way for you to access professionals that are in your field that have established success and to essentially learn from them. Get the best practices and how to advance in your career. It's a really nice way for you to gain guidance and advice that's tailored to your own goals, career goals, because we all have different career goals and we also are at different stages in our career development. So this is actually a nice way to really structure and help you meet your own career goals and your own career growth, and also provides a networking opportunity because when we meet every month for seminars, it's a nice way to to network. And when we also meet every 4 months as a mentor group, it's also a nice way for you to network and grow your career networking opportunities. For the mentor, it's a really nice way for you to start to really push yourself forward in the sense of making a meaningful impact. A nice way for you to share your expertise and knowledge, and also provide and help grow the imaging community in your own local area, and essentially build connections with professionals across Africa. We've sort of had a pilot, I would say, or a preview of this with the mentorship between Dr. Verikil and Afolabi Agunyele, who was a resident last year. And Dr. Keel is a well-known neuroradiologist in Amsterdam Medical Center, and the two of them worked along with a group of interdisciplinary group of both clinicians and also medical physicists that put together this paper in radiology looking at brain tumor imaging without gadolinium-based contrast agents. And Dr. Folabi, being a mentor of Dr. Vera, was able to provide an African perspective for this paper. And so this paper was essentially one nice way of him getting some research skill, but also starting to understand how brain tumor imaging practices are in Europe and how to adapt that to practices here where he works in Nigeria. This mentorship is now going forward, and they will be one of the first group to be paired because they've already been working together as a mentor and mentee partner for over a year now. So this is fantastic, and we want to do more of this, and we hope more of this will come out of this particular program. I'm going to turn it over to Marina to sort of kind of get us through or give us a bit of an idea of how this platform works. And we're going to start off with the mentor and mentorship matching process.
Sorry, can you give me control again? I had to unmute myself.
Yes. Okay, let me give you control again. Just give me 1 second. I think you have it now.
Yes. Okay. Well, hello. I'm going to walk you through a bit about how the platform, the Together platform works, and how to create your profile and what will happen after that. So in order to have the mentorship matching, we have set up a set of questions that will determine the best criterion to match you and your mentor or mentee together. So wait, I don't know if it's working.
I could see. Try again. There you go.
So everyone will be provided with the link to fill out their profile in the coming weeks, around April 1st. So you have to, once you press on this link, you will be taken to the website where you have to put in your personal information, your biography, as well as whether you want to be a mentor or mentee. And then you also have to fill out questions on what you want to be mentored or mentoring on. So an important aspect is your seniority levels. So you're matched with someone that has more or less experience, depending on whether you're mentor or mentee. What soft skills you're interested in, what you want to get from the mentorship program, what hard skills you want to mentor on or be mentored on, as well as some other questions which are then used for the mentorship matching. Then there's also a lot of very interesting features on the Together platform that make the mentorship easier. So for example, you can connect it with your Google Calendar and set your availability. That way your mentorship match can see which dates suit you best and suggest a meeting time through the Together platform itself. Then you can also track the sessions, as Udina was mentioning before. So after every session, you can mark that you have done it, as well as prepare for the next session on Together itself. So you will have a checklist for each session with either a topic or resources to cover before the next one. And then it's hacking a bit, hacking. Yeah, and then you can also meet with your match either through Google Meet or just by setting up a meeting option with your mentorship match. And then also ways to track your progress. So you can initially set up what your goals are and then keep track on whether you're actually attaining them. And then there's a lot of mentorship resources that you can find on Together. An important one are the mentor and mentee handbook, which we strongly recommend to go over, whether you're mentee or mentor, the corresponding one. And then after having gone through this, there's also courses. So how to be a great mentor or how to be a great mentee. This will be a requirement before actually starting the mentorship. I will now show you what the Together website actually looks like. Wait, again, it's not going. Okay, yeah. So let me share my screen. Okay, I'm gonna stop the remote control. I'll share my screen and show you what the platform looks like. This is it. Yeah. So this is the Together platform. You have your home with some to-dos. This is after you have already completed your profile. You can set up your preferred meeting hours as we have discussed. Then there's also the matching where you will see the possible matches that work with you. So for example, here we see Vera Kiel, and it gives you a percentage match score depending on what Vera and I have answered for the questions and what our interests are. So if you're interested in a mentor, specifically the one that you've been proposed, you can just approve match. And then if Vera approves it as well, then you will be matched and be taken through the steps to set up the first meeting. Then if you go to programs, you can see the training resources. So here's the course, how to be a great mentor or mentee. Then some LinkedIn courses. I think these ones have to be paid for, if I remember correctly. But then the rest of them are free. So here's a bunch of other resources that can be very interesting, depending on what strengths you want to build in your mentorship. And then in profile, it's just your general profile, and you can change your settings and so on. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I think I've gone through everything I wanted to cover. Can you? So yeah, are there any questions about the Together platform and the mentorship registration?
Well, the mentorship registration is here. So this, if you can scan this on your phones or on your screen, it will take you to the Google form. It's a very short, very short form.
I will send it
Um,
in the chat.
yeah, the link will be in chat as well. So they'll be dropped into chat. The link is there. And please share this with your mentee friends or your mentors as well, so that we could have enough people to match. We will be sending out emails from the platform to invite you to come in and complete your profile. I think Dr. Ada is here and also Dr. Eva is here. They could quickly maybe talk to you about that. It's a very straightforward process. It's not very involved. It's a lot of just clicking and picking scales and stuff like that, right, Eva?
Yes, exactly. It's really straightforward. Actually, it took me like 20 minutes or half an hour or so, but it's quite straightforward. You can just select your skills or what you're interested in the mentee, but also what you can provide about yourself. So if you're expert in whatever, like teaching skills or career development skills, you just select these icons, but you can also propose icons yourself. And you can also write like a small biography, but there's like some AI tool that just does that from your LinkedIn profile. So that was also very straightforward. So it's really not a long thing to fill in. Exactly.